day job Friday.
Aha.
I haven't told you about that yet. I haven't told you. We have to do it either Friday evening or Thursday during the day.
Friday or Thursday is fine. Anyway, we'll do it. Well, it'll be good to get one out before the election. So
Right,
this is the plan. Like I said, that lost a lot of the budget stuff. Now let's jump over to. I just want to jump to the secure page for right now. I mean, we know there's a bunch of craziness in it already, but this page I thought was particularly interesting. I mean, right off the start, it talks about the world increasingly dangerous and divided. Now more than ever, we need to secure Canada and Canadian sovereignty by strengthening our military, making our communities more resilient, protecting ourselves against growing threats, including in a warming Arctic, where we must work in collaboration with Arctic and Indigenous peoples so that we are prepared to face a hostile Russia or emboldened China. I just feel interesting because they don't mention the States being the huge problem on that one. Well, let's jump down to this because now
it is kind of weird.
It is kind of weird. We get to go down here and he talks about rearming. In a world of growing threats, Canada must be equipped to detect and deter those who would attack our sovereignty. Should there be a comma there? I'm not sure there should be. To do this, we will need to procure new equipment and technology for our Army, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. We have a plan to meet our NATO commitments and ensure that the CAF has the equipment they need to defend our sovereignty. That means dozens of new investments and equipment for our military, including foundational investments. Wow. So they're going to get
what that means.
New self-propelled artillery systems and ground-based air defense capabilities so that the Canadian Air Force have the capacity to operate in today's context. They're going to buy Canadian whenever possible, prioritizing Canadian raw materials such as steel, aluminum, and critical.
Who's they?
The government. The government. I mean, it's kind of hard to believe they weren't doing this already, that we need to like campaign on it. I mean, I'm not going to tell anyone else where they have to buy their stuff. It's good to support Canadian stuff. But the government should be like buying everything they can from Canadians, you would think. Anyway, so reinvest, and rearm. Let's go down a little bit here. Veterans, defending our economy. So build an all-in Canada network for auto manufacturing. So let's go down to here's go to food security. This is fun. A Mark Carney-led government will strengthen Canada's food security by investing in greenhouses, hydroponics, and other controlled environment agriculture that allows us to grow more types of food here at home. We will work with the private sector to protect Canadian food security. We will also, this is an interesting line here, if we take it in the context of the Nestle thing, support modern water management practices and safeguard local water resources as part of a freshwater action plan. So that's where they can tell you can't take water out of the lake.
That's so weird, dude. I was just thinking about how we kind of didn't really we didn't really speculate on why they need to control the water so much, or like, we've had problems with the fluoride in the water in some of our cities. They're trying to get it back in there, and then limiting water, right? Like that guy coming up with the bare minimum. Well, then, so he doesn't think you can't wash your cars and you can't do these things. So where does it end, right? Where does this control end? And what are they trying to do?
So let me just read you this paragraph and tell me if you think ChatGPT wrote this. Ghost gear, lost or abandoned fishing equipment, traps and kills fish, marine mammals and seabirds, damages sensitive habitats, and litters coastlines. We will work to clean up ghost gear through new innovations such as AI-powered data analysis and satellite imagery, GPS-enabled buoys, RFID tags, and acoustic sensors to retrieve ghost gear in real time. These innovations will reduce harm to marine habitats, protect fish stocks, and keep fishermen and women safe. It's AI, I'm telling you.
Should they really be focusing on these things? Do they really need more money to get ghost gear? Really?
Is it that big a deal? Process of rearming, we're also going to unarm. So we're going to keep our communities safe, to keep guns off our streets. We'll continue to take action to keep assault-style firearms. They banned my 22, just for the record. All while respecting the long-standing traditions of hunting, including among Indigenous peoples, and sport shooting. A Mark Carney-led government will continue to implement an efficient gun buyback program, which is not efficient and hasn't bought a single gun yet. Legislate a pre-authorization system that ensures the classification of new firearm models entering the market is determined by the RCMP. Automatic revoke gun licenses for individuals convicted of violent offenses, which already happened. Increase capacity to track down guns used in crimes. They don't really say why, but they'll have a ballistics laboratory and the National Forensic Laboratory. So they're going to get better at that somehow quickly. Toughen oversight on firearms licensing. It's like the toughest in the world, and strengthen the enforcement of yellow and red flag requirements. So if you own a gun in Canada, they run a background check on every gun owner every day, every morning. And if you have even a fight at a bar that was reported to the police, they will come and check you out.
Wow. Is that a yellow flag? Red flag?
Yellow flag. A red flag would be being charged with something. They're also going to end drug and human trafficking in our communities and put those profiting from fentanyl behind bars.
End drug trafficking? What?
So while they're rearming the states and disarming the citizens, they're going to keep you safe at home. Every Canadian should feel safe in their community, especially in their home. We will act decisively to strengthen the criminal code, more laws, and move aggressively to protect victims by making bail laws stricter. Sounds like Pierre. For violent and organized crime, car theft, and human trafficking.
I don't trust any of this. I mean, why haven't they been doing all this?
Right now, we're freaking out about the notwithstanding clause because Pierre wants to do consecutive sentences for murdering, right? Instead of concurrent. So you get 25 years times 4 for killing 4 people. So 100 years instead of 25, and you serve them at the same time. So and everyone's freaking out, right? But they're okay with allowing for consecutive sentences for car thieves with violence or car theft involving a criminal organization. So you can do consecutive sentencing for that and home evasions. But so now they're saying even allow for consecutive sentencing for serious and violent offenses. This would require the use of the Notwithstanding Act, is my understanding. So they're basically saying in their platform, doing exactly what they're freaking out on Pierre for. And they'll also make murder motivated by hate a constructive first-degree offense, including femicide, which is killing bitches.
Well, how do you know if it's motivated by hate?
Automatically, it just is until proven otherwise.
No, are you being facetious or?
No, they don't really. It's so vague that it's just whatever they want. Remember that all of your rights come with the caveat that as long as it's socially acceptable to do so.
Well, I had that article up here from the Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms that had judge rules that being upset or offended is not the same as discrimination. So that's interesting timing. That just came out a few days ago with this whole thing.
So here it says hate-related crimes, which includes anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. Doesn't say anything about burning churches. Mark Carney-led government will introduce legislation to make it a criminal offense to intentionally and willfully obstruct access to any place of worship, school, or community center, which will end up being Parliament.
Burning it down? Is that obstructing access?
Make it a criminal offense to intentionally and willfully intimidate or threaten those attending services at these locations. Protect the safety of the gays by maintaining and supporting a Fiat Canada Pride and administrating funding for security needs at Pride festivals across the country. And address the rise of hate by implementing Canada's action plan on combating hate.